I'm back. This is Troublesome Times. Unscripted, unedited, all done in one take. Because it's so easy, right? Since everyone else has a podcast, I might as well have one too. Oh, finally went through on last week's joke and anyone can act. See you next Thursday, because, well, for those who do watch the videos, first of all, thank you. Yeah, so I really took that opportunity and landed it. I don't know, for me, like, Thursday is the middle of the week, so that's why. Most people would be Wednesday, and some people may say Friday is where the real fun begins, but middle of the week, this is, like, the first half of the week is the work day, middle of the week is the chill time, and then the end of the weekend is party time, right? Am I right? Oh, well. So, I would have done this sooner, but during my celebrity vacation, I had the beautiful, unfortunate blessing to somehow fall ill. Don't know how that happened. Maybe that's what I get for going into somewhere that's pretty out there. I actually went somewhere that's pretty fun. So I went somewhere called, well, on Halloween, I went to a pretty killer place to go, and I would say what it is, but then it seems like now, ever since I've been known as Jack Wonderland Frost, people seem to really love to bring that in, which ain't bad. I think the stage name is pretty cool. So, just trying to find it. I went to McCorrick's House of Rum. And so I get to sample and take a bunch of shots of rum. Good stuff. And it's pretty, I don't know, I mean, Florida's pretty killer place to be around in general. So, I figured that, and Miami, I think, is like the Florida equivalent of Vegas, and which is kind of funny because I really enjoy going to Vegas. Some of it is because I do enjoy my shots, but also because even if you don't want to unwind and wean off of the cocktails for just a day or two, there's plenty of stuff to do. Uh, I mean, there's no way around it. I feel like if I keep going to Miami, since I'm pretty close to there, and right nearby is like a college town. I haven't really mentioned which city it is specifically, but I will say, if you ever want for context, if you ever feel like it, there is a Purpose Robot Tales, a video I did, and nearby Miami is the college town. That's where he is from. But I'm pretty sure any Floridians who decide to listen to this will pretty much understand what it is. It's kind of crazy because it's not just like a college town, but it seems like it's a whole education town because there's like schools everywhere. And I know that for certain because it's a pretty. Here's the thing: if you stay there around long enough, because eventually it seems like that's inevitable. You always end up going to that location if you're nearby that area. Um, it's kind of weird because like eventually, I did actually encounter where I did have to like go all over the area. Um, and so yeah, but it's pretty killer. Like visiting all the places if you know where to go. So I see the weird thing is I've been getting recognized more and more and more, and I'm still trying to adjust to it. It seems one of those things I just have to eventually face the music on. So the thing is, so obvious reasons, Miami is close, but not too close. And I know there's Brightline that's convenient, and people are dying to use Brightline just to go there. Kind of the quickest weekend vacation you do around where I'm from. I just know that it seems like eventually I'm gonna have like a informal collab eventually, and because it seems like a lot of celebrities end up going there. Yeah, I'm very aware, and here's the thing. Part of the here's like a big. See, you gotta be like part of this thing that I do is that you gotta like really gotta make sure that everything is tip top accuracy. So I mean, uh, I it's really for me. It's like one of those chance encounters. I mean, I guess you guys are very lucky when it comes to like no going all senpai noticed me moments, but so I don't know. So much crazy stuff's been happening. I'm still am working on the animation side related things for those who are sticking around trying to figure out that journey. And let's see. I guess I was very fortunate to be able to delay so much stuff that I did see a announcement of some sort. It seems like all these indie animated pilots has been rising more and more and more, and I look very forward to that. I know it's kind of crazy because it seems like watching those are a hopeless cause, or yeah, so lost cause, most people know it as. But I actually think that there's a lot of potential in indies. Believe it or not, it gives me something to look forward to. Yeah, I'd really wish I'd have more to say about these updates and what I have not. But to be real, I just get really tired of talking to myself. It gets so exhausting. It's exhausting for me, and I'm sure it's even more exhausting for the rest of you. It's just weird, people are like, I mean, I think, like, if I, at this rate, I think the letter I is probably my least favorite letter of the alphabet. Like, no joke, no exaggeration. Not memeing or anything. I mean, it's really is the worst, my least favorite letter, like, at to the so far. But yeah, so it's a little morning update. One of the things I like to do is if I end up doing it on the same day, I'll just post like update it the same day regardless. I think that's keeps it a lot of fun. It's so annoying when you have these so-called celebs. They always like make empty promises like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and people, I mean, to me, I'm one of those people that are like, you can't just wait forever. Like, there's just so much crap going on. I mean, I know I try to, reward myself for the patience for not, like, even looking forward to updates or whatever. So, yeah, so really, guys, yeah, last night was pretty something. It seems like I always get, like, updates. People, like, interested parties are like, oh, yeah, have you heard of, like, nah, yeah, I really, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, nothing personal, my dude, my buddy, I guess, in unofficial buddy, I guess, in some way, when you become a celeb, you somehow end up becoming people's buddy in some imagination, so I guess I'll have to embrace that or something. Once I become like one more belong in this weird unofficial hangout that I somehow ended up being mingled in. So yeah, it's more the real reason, honestly, is like I just people hate waiting. I mean, this is a weird thing about some let me see, advertisers, some marketing, is that they announce something and then they expect you to wait a year or two, and then it seems like half the time it's always like, oh, but we're gonna delay it for another year. Why did you even bother announcing it? Like, it's nowhere near finished. It definitely ain't feeling it like that. So yeah. Well, there it is, still showing my my recovery, my illness, I guess, my but I'm doing just fine. I'm doing just fine. I'm actually, this is the beauty of breath exercises. If you ever have been in theater and you've actually have been taught by somebody who's taken the craft seriously to the level where, being in a academic setting where you watch films majority of the time, as long as you participate, cooperate, do the work, however it is, and then that's a privilege. And then the moment you just try to have the main character syndrome, you end up getting kicked out, and then if you do get kicked out, then you end up being a pariah because, people are dying to be in a class where you get to watch movies for for a pretty for an academic career. I mean, it's very interesting. Thank God that I actually did go to that one film class. I was able to count towards my academic career requirements and stuff, because it always seems like that fills up the same day that it's available, and I knew I just had to have it. That and it's strange because now it's not really going to be the same as what I went through, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it just as fine. I've been familiar with the material, and a lot of it's pretty solid, so I think you guys are going to enjoy it. For me, I'm just one of those people. I don't know. I'm kind of weird like that. I guess, like, there's, you say versatile actors, versatile writers, versatile this and that. I'd say I'm also a versatile viewer. Like, I think it's very hard for me to dislike stuff in general. So it seems like when I really, really, really am not enjoying something, or I'm really, 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 really bored by something, like, it really does seem to stand out to a lot of people, because I think I'm very, very forgiving about stuff like that. So, yeah, so, being able to tackle on the community that's, have ambitions to be actors, that is very something. Seems like a lot of things will end up unfolding for my part, and I'm gonna be real. Like, I mean, I'd say, there's just, for all this talk about stuff, that these allegations on me that have been whatever, it always seems like there's an agenda on stuff, and it's always emotion based. So I'm saying, if I allegedly did all these things that I did, do you think there'd be, like, more receipts on this stuff? But I don't know. Maybe that's just maybe that's just the package, the baggage that comes with being a female in a male dominated field, which, on still right now, as far as I'm aware, it's still being a online influencer, e-celeb, a content creator, whatever this is called now. So yeah, I really wish there'd be a lot more going into this, but I'd have to say that, yeah, I think my track record's pretty impressive with how right I've been about things. So I usually know when I say something right, I'll end up being right. So sometimes I gotta make sure that what I say will end up being right will always be right. Now, I think, like, I know it's very fun to, I know you guys think the whole, yeah, it's, must be better being the whole, being comfortable and stable, having a name and notoriety, and having a voice that cares. But I think one of the things I do that a lot of people do take for granted is that, you guys can say whatever you want, have your takes and your opinions, and then whenever you guys are right, there's no worry about that whatsoever. I mean, that's not, you guys, if you end up being right, and then the one time you do mess up and you don't want to admit you're always right, that you, I mean, that's not gonna be like, you're never gonna have that never live it down saga ever. So consider yourselves lucky. Enjoy the normalcy while it still lasts. I'm telling you, it's definitely something that it seems like once you are kind of known, that the chances of normalcy is, like, very diminished. I mean, I never thought that I'd ever have to start going to upscale places with deals now, because that's how it's been getting for me. I actually don't know how it happened, in all honesty. I mean, I know, like, some people may believe, oh, that's just fronting. That's what the e-celebs do. Is like, I wish I really could admit that that's the case, but but it seems like I end up doing that now every once in a while more and increasingly because I just need to feel some form of normalcy. I mean, I don't really know. I can't speak for the rest of them, but it's I don't know if that part of me is ever going to change. Being that introvert that maybe will likely only talk to people if you're like wearing an animation related merch or something. Um, I know some people can resonate with that, but I'm just being honest here. I can't speak for everybody, and if you do relate to it, then yeah, I appreciate it. So, um, I mean, hmm. So I just gotta say that. I mean, some people should be pretty appreciate that, that N some things that, my whatever my take will always be right about is not gonna be right available at the second right now because it seems like how you just know something is inevitable and some people believe that they're so right more than anybody right. So I just think I feel like if I am specific about something that I'm right about, that it feels like it's inevitable. I I don't know what you want me to say to all that. I think I've been like far kinder than most people would be in this situation when you're right in the same coincidences that I'm right at the moment. I mean, it's documented um with timestamps and everything and dates. So I don't know how you can deny that I was right about what I've been right about. So good luck. But here's the thing. You can buy people, you can buy exposure, you can buy fluff pieces, you can buy anything you'd like. You can buy your way through life, money talks, but I want you to know, okay? You can't buy me, and I don't believe in guilty by association, so I would tell you, elaborate on what I'm intending, but I think it's honestly the most amusing. And I honestly do wonder in the back of my mind, golly, no wonder this situation I'm gonna be right about is gonna be inevitable. And I'd have to say I love that instead of trying to improve or compromise, that you are going around trying to do this intimidation, um wearing badass kind of thing, and going around and pointing and wanting to point the finger and blame others instead of, admitting that not everything that's happened is right. So, and the most telling thing is that, um, it's just weird. Like, it's just a pretty something. Like, I say something, something happens. I don't say something. What has happened? It's been completely out of my control. And instead of making things right, you think. Let me just say, I think that this is the kind of like the beauty is that if things you thought were gonna pan out were gonna be right, I don't think I would still be here at this very present and moment and all that. So why don't you just I don't know, maybe sometimes it's not bad to swallow all your pride and admit that you weren't right about the thing, but I just think that you got to be very, 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 very self-aware and modest about things. And I'm telling you, there's gonna be something that, one day it's gonna be out of nowhere. And people that have already connected the dots are gonna figure it out. And I have a feeling that, this is like something that that needs time to just accept and reflect and whatever, right? We all have that moment that if something happens and then another thing happens. I mean, anxiety can really, really, really give you that shiny moment in your adventure, your average everyday adventure, right? So I'm telling you, the day that something is certain and it's undeniable, and I'm just waiting. I'm just, I mean, since all I'm still waiting for that Wicked movie to come out soon. Woohoo! It's almost coming too. Oh, I'm excited. Happy Turkey Day to me. Well, again, but if I am able to make it, but if I don't, I'll always find time. So there's gonna be something that's gonna be fun and memeish and all that, and I think that day when the memeish is there, I just want to say in advance that um let's just know it's all on you. Like, you got to take it's all grand and fabulous, and I'd wish you nothing but, I really don't wish like misfortune on anyone. No matter how like whatever reaction I have like provoked, even though I have been unaware. So I just think it's very telling that about a lot of things. And what can I say? I guess that's what happens when everything is just. You guess that's what happens when you are so used to when you can you thought you would be able to get that very 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 like very very luxurious kind of ideal fairy tale, and then you and then you find out you yeah, no matter, it's impossible to live normalcy, but I don't know. I can't say that I sympathize. I mean, that's what happens when you choose the choose that kind of illusion over like just, you know, being the grandest version of yourself today than you were yesterday. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess this is what happens. Like, I think one of the best things I've done is just, just keeping some parts of myself just completely, I'm going to say, ambiguous. So, seems like, you know, even if I confirm or deny anything, it seems like people already have their minds made up. And I gotta say, it's probably one of the best things I've ever done. And I think like a lot of things, some things do bleed, some do not. I don't know. Some we all have those humane moments, but the reason I did is because it seems like it's like being making this like part of your material is like the kiss of death. I can't think of a duo that has ever lasted long, and it seems like that duo has been destroyed because it's been like the central theme of their material. And I don't want to risk that kiss of death kind of thing. And because, I'd have nothing to prove at all. And whatever whatever people believe is always like on ground, like baseless grounds too. That's what I notice. And it's kind of fun to see like people just tinfoil about something that's very 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 just outlandish. So I think I'm gonna keep that up for the time being, and until like, there's like, I guess eventually I'd find that vibe or something. But what does that say? Yeah, I guess once we learn how to, just be kind of not so invasive about stuff, then maybe the things will shine through or whatever. But um I got to say, it's been pretty fun just, reflecting on myself, just trying to, you know, get to know me. I think even like a lot of people that know me are surprised to know things about me. And it's not that I've been like a terrible person. I think I'd have to say like this is what I've been told by every single one of the on my past. Let me see. They always say like I that they were always completely themselves around me. Like they were not afraid to be completely themselves. Every single one of them. And I just don't know why that's so hard to find for a lot of people. Like being with somebody that they can be completely themselves in and whatever, and a lot of things that do end up bad. Sometimes it's like life happens. Sometimes it's just better not to hurt other people. Sometimes, it's just too much. Sometimes the things want differently. I don't know the reasons. And the thing is that this crazy thing is there's a lot of things that I can say. There's a lot of things I can say about me. There's always like two sides to every story. And then with that, it seems like nobody's really right or wrong in anything. But I will say that in a lot of ways, like despite all that stuff, I mean, truth be told, I regret nothing because I've never been like I don't think I've been like the worst people around, especially like the whole time I've heard the nicest, the bestest. I can be completely myself. Be like the only person that understands me. All that stuff. Like that seems to be a central theme. I know this is all anecdotal. Like don't get me wrong, but it seems like after a while you kind of keep up to dates or whatever, and then it seems like things don't seem the same. I mean, maybe that's what happens when you experience things early is that you kind of learn how to like get that emotional strength like very early too. So I don't know. I really say like we'd have to just not rush anything and just try to be happy and all that stuff. Speaking of, I know someone is gonna be happy to see me this morning when I am off of here and go about my day for another week until next Thursday, maybe sooner, maybe or later. That is my beloved dog Courage, and she's just probably just I'm surprised she hasn't like been roaming around the house yet, but I guess that's what I get for just actually speaking quietly around her presence. It's kind of weird because I like I don't know. She likes that very calm, soothing thing. It's kind of weird. Maybe that's just a sign that if you haven't done this yet, don't forget to pet your pet. All right, so this went on a lot longer than usual. I'm pretty like I apologize in advance for if this seems like kind of all over the place. I guess it's like every podcast every once in a while. You just say whatever on your mind, unscripted, on it, all done in one take. I guess this is one of those days too. But no, I do gotta give the people what they love, what they've been waiting for, what they do to get some great day out of their life. And I don't know, that's just the thing. It's like, can we? It's just kind of weird, right? It's like these people are like, oh, I have all these views, all these money or whatever. Oh no, no, how am I gonna live? My life is over. Like, come on now. There's so many things that people go through, and you just gotta be like really show some gratitude towards the people that are there and enjoying and watching on their spare time. And that's what I'm gonna do for now and forever, whatever. And it's kind of weird, right? Because the people like me, that's where like pretty much not wanting to be with all the e-slibs or whoever, right? So, but I do think that I've been in that like position where I am that person. I'm not very, I don't like, I'm not very trusting with people, never have been. And then, but these people, they give me a reason to trust them. And if you find me that be part in particular, like, really, thank you. I really appreciate it. But, yeah, so I just think, you give that energy, I'll give that energy back, and I think that's what every, e-celeb ought to do, right? Is just, or any celeb in general, is that they got to show that energy back that they give to their fans, and then vice versa. I'm just saying, like, good does good, light does light, all that good stuff, right? Right. Or even like when the bad moments, you gotta be that hope of sunshine in those troublesome times and all that stuff. So yeah, I think before we pat this on any longer, yeah. So that's I hope you've done whatever you gotta do. You gotta clean, shower, and or what a clean and shower. But yeah, so okay, so that was Troublesome Times. That was so easy, right? Unscripted, all done in one take, and I just did it again. So yeah, so okay, so all right, so it's been a really, really great day being around with you, even for just a brief moment of your time for the week. But you know what? Maybe too much is just too exhausting to keep up, and then too little is just like what is the point of getting invested on somebody on a regular basis? And so yeah, so that was really fun. All right, so all right, I'm gonna let you go, be free, and do whatever you want. So all right, so stay safe until next time, next week. All right, and until now, bye bye.